We're talking Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Ryan Bader. Now, I've made reviews in the past where I could pretty much visualize what's going to happen, and I'll say this is probably what's going to happen. Whoever's going to lose, how can they win this fight? And I'm kind of doing that here, but the difference is I don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are expecting Anthony Johnson to come out and knock out Ryan Bader, just because Anthony Johnson is knocking everybody out except when he fought Daniel Cormier. So is Ryan Bader going to be able to wrestle Anthony Johnson like Daniel Cormier did? No. As good as Daniel Cormier did? No, he's not. But this is the big but. We need to watch to see what happens, because I can't really say if Ryan Bader is going to be able to wrestle Rumble Johnson effectively enough to win the fight. Now, I'm going to tell you what Rumble Johnson is going to try and do. He's going to try and come out and knock Ryan Bader out, because that's what he's been doing in his fights. And I think it's pretty clear by now. This goes for, it's more clear now than when we've seen fights in the past, because it's like when you see a pattern of somebody fighting a certain way. You do not want to go in there with Anthony Rumble Johnson. It doesn't matter who you are in the world. It's clear now that you do not want to go in there and out of the gates, come in there and start trading punches with Anthony Rumble Johnson. You don't want to do that. Now, if you're going to trade punches with him, do it later in the rounds after he's been tired out or he's been, throwing punches, something like that. But you do not want to come out of the gates and have him swinging at you, because he's going to knock you out. He's knocking everybody out. He's going to continue to knock everybody out, in my opinion, unless something changes in his body or in his speed, or something like that. But right now, currently, don't want to do that. Ryan Bader needs to come out and put Anthony Rumble Johnson on his back and be evasive. Is he going to do that? I don't know. I'm not really a big Ryan Bader fan. I do like Anthony Rumble Johnson. I was rooting for him to knock out Daniel Cormier. I was hoping for that. And that didn't happen. So, I am a Rumble Johnson fan. It's getting warm in here. As far as what's going to happen in this fight, I do not know. But what I don't like to see, even though I'm rooting for Rumble in this fight, I don't like to see people come out and just fight stupid. Like, if Ryan Bader comes out and starts trying to throw jabs at Rumble, and Rumble knocks him out, I'm actually going to be somewhat disappointed. I don't like to see that. It's like, I know what Ryan Bader needs to do to win this fight. Can he do it? I don't really think he can. I think he's going to come up short. I don't think he's going to be able to wrestle. He needs to wrestle Rumble Johnson to win this fight. He needs to keep him down, ground and pound him. Could possibly get a full mount and TKO Anthony Johnson. Something like that. But as far as standing with this guy, that's not wise. And if he is going to stand with him, like I said, it has to be in later rounds when he's worn the guy out. Tired him out somewhat, landed punches on him. There's more to being tiring somebody out than just their heart. When you've been beating somebody in the head, then they finally get up, they're going to be slightly dazed. They're not going to be as sharp. Their reactions, everything is going to be not as sharp as when they're boom out of the gates. So, he could maybe possibly stand with Johnson after he's done some ground and pound on him, something like that. But basically, Ryan Bader needs to stay in this fight. He needs to make it through the first round. If I was him, that would be my goal. Make it through the first round. Be evasive, do whatever you got to do, but don't go in there and just let Rumble Johnson just light you up. And that's easier said than done. That is probably what's going to happen. If I had to make a prediction, well, I would predict that Ryan Bader is going to go in there and try and get get Anthony Johnson on the ground and let this fight go on for a while. So it may be second round before we see Rumble Johnson. If I was going to put money, I would say Rumble Johnson would knock him out in the second round. But if Ryan Bader is really stupid, he's going to get knocked out in the first round. It's highly unlikely that Ryan Bader will win this fight, but I could visualize Ryan Bader winning this fight and just gutting out the win. Just taking Anthony Johnson down and literally just surviving on the feet. And Ryan Bader, who knows? If he can survive on the ground, if he can get up, if he can land a couple big punches, and just stay in the fight, hold his own, and basically just not get knocked out, there's a good chance he could win this fight. Is it going to happen? I don't see it happening, but I could visualize that it is a possibility that it could happen. And Ryan Bader could win this fight. It's just unlikely. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that, and I'll see you guys later.